Hello, Zsofi Toth. You are the co-founder of Puzl Coworking. Puzl Coworking, which is a Bulgarian company, organization. You have two locations in Sofia, Bulgaria, 600 members. And we will tell a little bit more about the story of Puzl. And there are plans to open new locations, one in Budapest, where you are. And you are one of the leader of the Hungarian project for Puzl, and there are plans also for Romania. But maybe first, can you introduce us to Puzl and the story behind, which is actually interesting, that you started as a platform and then you need offices, then you move, you found C-class building, old-fashioned sewing company, with very old communist-like building, and then it started there. Can you tell us the story?
Hey, yeah, sure. Thanks for having me here. I would like to make like a very small remark about me being the founder. I don't really want to angry the original founder, which is Thibaut. So basically how we work is when we open a new location, we strive to have a founder duo of the new location. So I'm basically the co-founder of the Budapest project,
okay.
Not the whole of Puzl. Remark ended. So yeah, basically we are 2 old this year with the coworking. Originally, Puzl was founded to be a software company, and while the guys were looking for an office in Sofia as a startup, they couldn't really find anything that they liked. So they ended up at this old, as you said, socialist ex-sewing factory with, like just the walls, concrete, and they just saw like a nice opportunity there to build their own office, maybe build it with other startups who were also struggling with finding like a really friendly, nice office that suits their needs, basically. So the co-working was actually founded quite accidentally. Yeah. But then the team realized that we are actually good at running a co-working and building a community, and more people want to join. So that's how this whole snowball started, and it became like an avalanche. So yeah, that's basically our story.
Yes, and yeah, go ahead.
And what we actually do and what we are actually looking for is something different, something rugged, something that people usually don't see the potential in. We are really interested in uncovering the history of buildings. We just don't want to build something new and shiny. We want to refurbish and repurpose something that had a meaning in history. So that's how we did with the old swing factory, and that's why we are mostly looking at old industrial sites because they have the space, they have the history, they have this amazing structure. And,
yes,
it's also trend lately. So
yeah, what is interesting in the Puzl concept is that you really work on having this whole building full of concrete, refurbished. You give life back to those buildings, and actually it's on purpose. Now you found a part of your own culture and positioning doing that. So it's the kind of buildings and facility that you're looking for your new location in Hungary and Romania, no?
Yes, definitely.
How difficult is it to because modern buildings, it's easy, they have all the sustainable sustainability, they have the technology. Okay, they're way more expensive, most likely, but how easy it is to build a working facility with the standard of today in that kind of old-fashioned environments and worse than that sometimes, because as we said, it was far from convenient, those buildings in the communist time.
Yes, that's true. Well, a lot of people don't believe this, but I believe that it's actually easier to build an A class from zero than to renovate an old industrial building. Because basically you already have something that's given. You have the structure, you have utilities and everything in the building that's way outdated, right? Maybe it has not been used for 20, 30, 40 years. So you can never be sure what you will uncover once you start digging. But they are just beautiful, and they are rugged, and they are very, like these heavy beauties that a lot of cities, I believe, in the sea region and all the socialist countries, these buildings just sit there because they are hard to repurpose. They are very hard to repurpose. So very few developers or very few municipalities are actually looking to do anything with these buildings. They are just rotting away. So yes, these projects takes time. They take a lot of expertise to understand the state of the building, to understand what can be achieved in a building, because they take a lot of expertise. We need to respect the boundaries of the. Always a new project for us. It's not something that we come up with once and then we can replicate it in time.
Yeah. And what kind of agreement do you have with the landlords of this building? So are you walking around the city and just seeing an abandoned building and look at ask the administration it belongs to, or do you have contacts with some developers or owners of those buildings and say, okay, we can get it, I don't know if it's for free or for very limited rent amounts, and in exchange you live back to those compounds?
Well, even if these buildings are owned by the municipality, they are not that open for collaboration. At least that's our experience. They're definitely not giving them away for free.
Okay.
Most of these buildings are sold during privatization, so they have private owners, believe it or not. So sometimes it's really difficult when we find a building to actually get to the owners. The current plot and building complex we are looking at in Budapest, how we actually found them. Well, it's pretty funny. Basically, we were looking at the buildings on Google Maps Street View.
Okay.
And then we saw a sale sign with a phone number. Okay. And I called them, and someone picked up.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's smart. It's the best way actually to find the properties. yeah, definitely. And so, and how about the investment you do? Do you do it with the owner? Do you have partners who invest with you? Do you just take second-hand furniture, put it in, and see whatever? How does it work, this startup?
So basically, it's a different deal every time. It really depends also on the owner. If it's a development company, they would like to do a joint venture, which we are also open to, or we just purchase it, or we rent it. So like everything is on the table. It really depends on what's the deal on their side and what's the deal on our side, and if our interests can meet or not. Regarding our interior design, we have a own architectural studio in-house. So they design everything from the spaces to furniture. So we have custom-made furniture, desks and and libraries and staircases and everything, and we fill up the rest of the spaces like the lounge areas and the kitchens with either local or other furniture companies products. But we try to stay unique even in our office designs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, when we look at your website, the culture is quite clear. It's quite fun because you have put some gifts, and we feel indeed that it's an enjoyable community with a lot of IT people. So that's your focus from Bulgaria, basically. But that's also your idea of building up a community which has some focus on some industry, some areas. What can you tell us about that, and why is it important for you?
Yes, so it's important to know that we are an IT-only co-working. So to speak, that's our niche. Simply because we understand IT people. So that's our, let's say, that's our natural habitat.
Yeah.
That's the team's
you speak in
natural.
you speak in HTML between one another. That's it.
Well, no, but I guess that we feel pretty comfortable and familiar how IT startups and scale-ups work. What are their challenges? What are they facing? What is their life cycle? Because we used to be an IT startup ourselves. So we design everything from the space throughout the community and experience to fit their needs.
Mm-hmm.
Now this can, like, the community's really size and company size are really ranging from like a sole software developer who would rather work from an office, than from his home, to teams of 50 plus, basically, or like proper IT scale-ups in the Bulgarian market. But yes, we take the community very seriously. We believe that for startups to thrive, especially in Central and Eastern Europe, where you still have the developing ecosystem. We don't have an abundance of early stage investment.
Yeah.
Yes, the accelerator, incubator programs are just starting to flourish. So having a great community who are also giving back to each other and supporting each other with knowledge sharing, with contacts, networking, so on and so forth. It's super important because that's how the ecosystem is going to grow in the countries that we live in.
And yes, that was maybe my other question. So IT focus, IT community, that's an area which is becoming more and more competitive. There are more and more spaces and also big players who are opening their home hubs for IT people. How do you see that? Is it, as you said, it was not as competitive for the moment, maybe in a country such as Bulgaria, but still, it's what would you say is your strengths as opposed to those big players who aiming to maybe capture part of the community you have or the population of workers you are addressing?
Well, to be honest, I think competition is always healthy. Mm-hmm. If there are more players in the co-working industry or whichever, that's like a service to the startup ecosystems. There's simply just more choices that the startups and entrepreneurs can choose from. Mm-hmm. So I don't think we need to be that competitive, Yeah. I mean, why people usually come and choose us is because we are at a convenient location. We have a pretty nice community. It's I'm lucky to say that it's well known in the region, and we have pretty spacious and pretty well equipped and beautiful spaces. But like we suit some people and we don't suit others, so you know, like you walk, it's like your second home. Your office is your second home. So you walk in, and if you feel home, you feel comfortable, you feel safe, then you stay. If you don't, there are a lot of co-workings in Bulgaria, and a lot of them are specializing in other fields, like for more creatives, designers. You know, there are some more for the sole entrepreneurs, you know, the digital nomads. So yeah, I think it's the Bulgarian co-working market is actually I think very well developed. Sofia is definitely becoming hubs within the region. There has been several very nice success stories with Bulgarian startups recently, very good investors in the market as well. So yeah, the more the merrier, I guess.
That's it. Okay. And do you see more? So we always have this impression that we speak about corporate co-working and community-based co-working, etc. You see this distinction getting blurrier, and because it's not unusual that we see people who are IT consultants for one of the big four preferring to work at a place such as Puzl, which is its own identity, a very strong community, rather than a traditional corporate, very well suited class A kind of co-working space. Do you see that happening, or you still okay? Everybody will remain in its an all world habits and customs for quite a while.
Definitely, but this trend has been happening for a couple of years now. So I think it's very clear that corporates are looking a way to connect with startups, a way to connect with innovators and innovation. And we also know about a couple of corporates are already running their own accelerators, incubators. It's mostly fintech that are like leading this way. Okay. And I think it's super nice. So one way, yes, corporates are also looking to work together with startups. We're also facilitating knowledge sharing events or office hours, where we also not just invite like people from corporates to share their knowledge, because they have a very different kind of knowledge, but also startups to share how to to build business fast and break things, and they can learn from each other. So it's also important to facilitate like a platform for them to meet. But on the other side, what we are also seeing that's clear as day is that corporates are also looking for more flexibility lately. It has started a couple of years back, but during the COVID crisis, it became very imminent that the scale-ups and corporates are looking for more flexible and safer office solutions, as opposed to their huge lavish office building. Either they have their own building, right? Or they are renting in a class A, and they are just looking to explore different opportunities, so their employees can still enjoy the flexibility that remote work has brought. But also for them to cut costs, just to get more for their money, basically. And that's what co-workings can do for them, and that's what we actually of months is to focus more on bigger teams who either want or need to leave their bigger office, and just to be able to offer them something that's more flexible and suits them better.
That is one of the new service you are currently announcing, isn't it? That we saw in some of your latest communication, that addressing the needs of bigger teams and bigger companies, and touching that kind of rising demand is part of your strategy now, also not to remain just for IT freelancer or small startup, but definitely looking for some bigger players in the market and playing that playground to some extent as well.
Yes, so I believe that coworkings got hit pretty fast and pretty hard by the crisis, right? So I don't think that there's any co-working, not just in the region, but globally, who did not really feel the immediate impact of COVID. So we really wanted to move fast and just escape forward from this situation. So we also introduced the virtual office service, I think like 2 or 3 weeks into the lockdowns, for companies who actually need to leave the office or need to leave their other office, you know, for them to have like a virtual HQ, some kind of administration aid. But we have been nurturing this idea to open bigger spaces for bigger teams for quite some time now, and we were very, very lucky because we were presented with an opportunity to actually take more space in the buildings we are currently at in Sofia. So we started a renovation in the middle of the crisis.
Okay, all right.
Yes, well, planning it, but to be able to, you know, open this space, repurpose some of our old spaces, and I'm very happy to say that we actually signed a team of 150 plus.
Okay.
Yes, so they will be our first, let's say, corporate members.
Okay.
Joining this summer, and we keep renovating this new floor that we were able to acquire during the crisis. So I'm pretty positive that more and more talented and bigger IT teams will join the space, and the whole community will actually benefit from that. But that was just also like a huge relief for us during the crisis, because these were difficult times.
Yes, indeed. Challenging, and maybe we hopefully see the light at the end of the tunnel. But indeed, a lot of people say that it's fast forwarding a process which was ongoing, with everybody learning to homework and telework, and as you said, you know, flexibility becomes risk management solution. It becomes it helps to lower costs in terms of frugality. People are happier, can work near from their home, reduce commuting. We see there are so many advantages of embracing the flexibility in the flex workspace and the co-working movement. But indeed, that's we first need to get out the head out of the water, the COVID water, and then that's you know, a lot of people in the industry are all expecting that to happen, and it seems you are in a good pathway for that. So great. Thank you so much for this great discussion, and it seems there is a lot more to learn from Puzl. I love the GIFs on the website; they're very funny. Yeah, hopefully we will have you in Vienna for the Coworking Europe conference at the end of November, and so we look forward to it.
We are looking forward to it too. We really hope that we can meet you guys and other co-workings from the region in November. It would be a very, very nice time to just spend together and discuss what the hell happened with us in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to keep your spirit high, otherwise, you know,
that's
we're just, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much, and look forward to it again. Bye-bye.
Bye.